I guess we're back with the Acento Dali. Well, we're back with the House in Fata Morgana, or Requiem for Innocence. We're working on the Acento Dali side story. Which I still don't know what that means in, presumably Portuguese. But, no, I looked it up. It means like, good evening? Well, let me look it up again. Google Translate. Acento Dali. Yeah, it's Portuguese for his seat. How do you say that?
Assento dele.
Yeah, okay, I'm saying it about right. Anyway. Yeah. We're in Emian's perspective here. Christ, this is hell. Shouldn't be this exhausting when you just walk down the hall. Sure, I'd love to get a little more light in here. I'd sure love. Might make moving around easier. Nah, this is fine. No light means I won't have to worry about how monstrous I look. This face is like a curse in itself. Okay, so the only places I haven't seen yet are this room and Michelle's room. Made it very clear he didn't want me anywhere near his room, so... Practice. That makes this the last one. Here goes. Dang. A huge stained glass window sat at the back of the chamber. The archangel within casted a faint light across the room. The light almost burned my eyes, which were still acclimated to the darkness. It felt almost like I was in the presence of an actual divine being. So we've got a guy named after an angel, and the stained glass window of an archangel. Whoever called this place cursed didn't look very hard, I guess. This is closer to a dang temple, if anything. As I approached the source of the light, the shape of the room came into view. Rows of pews, a pulpit, and a cross. Looked like I was right on the money, as in a chapel. Or the remains of one, anyway. The wooden pews had rotted into the point of uselessness. The floor was peeling all over the place. I can't even sneeze. No. Ah! I got right to the brink of sneezing, but then it didn't come out. Ooh. I hate that. It was an abandoned shrine to a saint, hidden away in the dark corners of the mansion. Fascinating. The worst if it's been mended, but you can still see marks on the wall where it looks like it's been struck with a sword or something. Did a battle take place here? There's splotches of black on the floor. Bloodstains, maybe? Huh. There's something in the pulpit, too. My mask. I figured he threw it out. So Michelle isn't all cold and heartless after all. Maybe he just didn't feel like going outside. Who knows? Anyway, I'll happily take it back. One is just like, oh, I don't want this. Just throw it in that useless room with the only source of light in the mansion. He's already seen my face, so it doesn't change much. But I feel better covering it up either way. Wait, didn't Michelle say he had his mask on? Like, took it off to... Her mask? Took it off to drink the water? What? Is that... What? There was just... My eyebrow itched, so I itched it. There's a bug in my... It was an ant. What? How did you get there, ant? Or maybe I don't think we have fleas, but it'd make more sense if it was that, or like a gnat or something, but it looked like an ant. That's weird. My disease was highly stigmatized, said to be just as infectious. Not only was it obvious from my appearance, I was also required to carry around a bell to alert others to my presence. I lost that while wandering through the forest, but up until then, whenever I went into a city or town, I had to ring the bell as I walked. Surprise, surprise, it invited all sorts of dirty looks and people scrambling to get away from me. Churches would sometimes offer me aid. Those were once in a blue moon occurrence. Effectively, I've been through nothing but hell up until now. I hadn't done a dang thing, yet they treated me like a murderer. In fact, I almost bet a criminal didn't get half the crap I did. Just thinking about it killed my mood. He didn't hesitate to touch me, though. Does he not know what I have is contagious or something? Ah, my god, I wasn't lying. I mean, it makes my life easier, at least. Speaking of the goddamn devil. Hey there, Michelle. It's been, what, a couple hours? Yo, it's right. So, can't really tell. Oh, This is Hex? Oh, this is the youth version of Hex too. Right? I don't think this played in the original game because it wasn't in the music box. So I guess this is where Hex Youth comes from? Or maybe it was recorded and it's just used here. It wasn't in the original game. Who knows? I found Imion in the chapel. He put his mask back on, despite the fact that I had already seen what it did. I didn't want to bother drawing it. Maybe they'll show us her face in like the final CG or something. I couldn't imagine whatever he gained from wearing it was worth the obstructed vision, but surely he had his reasons. One heck of an impressive window you got there. I had a pretty good guess where he was going with that train of thought, and was entirely disinterested in humoring it. It started off with something about how beautiful and awe-inspiring it was, mentioned the Archangel, tried to lead into, you can make a frickin' fortune off this. I beg your pardon? Glass doesn't come cheap, especially not the colored stuff. I was thinking, if you found the right buyer, he'd be rolling in dough. Does he have any idea just how sacrilegious that is? Let me guess, you're thinking, does he have any idea how blasphemous that is? Joseph? Now you're thinking, can this fellow read my mind? I am not. You should say what's on your mind. Otherwise, I'll just have to keep saying it for you. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not particularly talkative. Not saying you have to yap on for days like me. Well, what you said was indeed blasphemous. I do not disagree with the sentiment. Oh, really? It's just chunks of glass arranged in shapes. Bingo. There's no actual angel there, just a main depiction of one. Who are you, anyway? Well, that sure came out of nowhere. And you want me to spill my guts without doing the same for me? My apologies. I've not had other chance to hold a conversation in some time. I see. You're not obligated to say anything if you do not wish to. I'm not an answer if you ask me the same. Sounds like we're on the same page then. The more we share, the more uncomfortable it's going to make it for everyone. So let's keep things the way they are. A nice, cozy distance. Maybe curious as all get out about what... Wait. I may be curious as all get out about what the heck you're doing out here all alone in the middle of frick all. Frick all! He said it! But I won't pry. That line made like a little sense to me. Maybe I just read it wrong, but... Alright, I'll tell you what I can. I'm a nomad. Before I got sick, I traveled all across the lands. I made a nice lute drum as I trotted from place to place, singing songs, pretending I was a troubadour. You were a traveler? I can tell stories of my exploits for days on end if you want to hear them. I'll pass, thank you. So, just a couple possibilities here. One, lying. This is the noble daughter got sick, probably got exiled. That happened. And that's not technically a lie. There would be a nomad before, after leaving. Another possibility, they're not that noble girl in the painting, but they knew her somehow. Look, it's Chekhov's gun. She has to be relevant in some way. I just don't know what way it will be. Oh, okay, I see what Obius is doing. Okay. I was like, that volume meter is weird, but I get it. Anyway, I'll pass, thank you. You guys told me you're lying, buddy. Rather you listen to what I said. War stories over dinner then. Sounds like a date. Now, got a little question for you if you don't mind. Not about where you came from or anything, I promise. Yes? Why didn't you say anything about my face? I assumed you were going to ask about the witch, not me. I had to be curious, Everyone's grossed out by it. It makes a fair point. Even Morgana was taken back by the sight. Can't imagine he would appear monstrous to someone who's led a relatively normal life. He's probably been subjected to less than charitable treatment for it. Which makes me wonder, how is he not drained and jaded by now? I don't understand how it can be so spirited. I've seen the kind of hardship that can be brought on to someone by their appearance. So what you're saying is, it's nothing new to you? Correct. I did think it a little unusual, but nothing more. I understand your ailment is contagious. What? You knew? Why did you help me then? Why didn't you hesitate? Why didn't you hesitate to touch me? You carried me into the mansion. You handed me water, all the while knowing you could be infected. I couldn't figure out how to honestly explain my actions. Part of it was me deliberately acting against Morgana's wishes, frustrated by her repeated insistence that I kill him. The aura of death that hung over him was the biggest factor. There's something indescribably alluring about it. All I'll say is, I would have left you if we were in good health. So it was pity? You got nothing to gain from helping me. I don't have any money, and I'm definitely not a hot babe. I have no interest in money or woman. And to be clear, I didn't bring you out of the goodness of my heart either. When he said you thought you were a subject for my observation, you're correct. You're here predominantly because I wanted to observe a withered, half-dead mummy of a man. A mummy, huh? I'd like to burst your bubble. I'm just an ordinary guy. I don't believe it. An ordinary... Well, it's usually a guy in the sense that, like, you know, you can say, hey guys, but there's also girls there. Like, guys isn't exclusively for guys. See what I phrase it like that? It's funny. Unfortunately, so. I thought you were only observing me because you didn't know about my disease. Never would have guessed just the other way around. Yeah, and you really are one of the most bizarre fellows I've ever met. I was just gonna not say anything, to keep it to myself. Use this as a chance to stretch my wings. Join not just being the unclean one for once. Didn't much care either way if you ended up catching it. So the witches declined your request to speak with her. Not even gonna let me finish, huh? I'll take that as a no apologies necessary then. Oh. Stuff. Pardon my French. You have no reason to remain here. I left the bar off the front door for you. The witch was my last resort. I saw who knows how many doctors. Not a one could do anything. Heck, as soon as they saw me, the guys tried to rob me blind with fees. Hey, I guess not much changes, huh? Look us next because they're putting themselves at risk, they claim. So travel to other cities, towns, villages. If docs weren't going to do anything, we're going to have better luck with regional remedies. Everything from herbal stuff to straight up hocus pocus. No effect, any of it. I have no interest in an apology or his life story. So why haven't I returned and left yet? Why am I standing here listening to him talk? All that left for me to turn to was God and the devil. But I figured God would just say, accept your lot in life. Shrug your shoulders and tell me to die in a ditch. But I wanted to live. Even looking like that? Dang right. So what? You believe that if you tough it out? One day! Oh, I found a typo, everyone! Everyone, laugh at the translation team. They made one typo. What a bunch of idiots. I don't know, like, if you find typos, should you, like, report that to, like, the devs? Or, like, well, devs isn't really a report, like, should I send Manga Gamer an email saying, yo, there's a typo here? I ended up actually, when I played Highway Blossoms, which I don't really recommend that visual novel, it was about average, I guess. And the average in the sense of, like, it had some pretty good parts, but also, like, it had bad parts. But anyway, I made, like, a TXT file of all the typos I found. They're, like, I think I had, like, 10 lines I found. I never sent it to the devs. I think I still have that. Where's my random TXT? Where'd that file? Okay, I lost my random TXT file. That's where I keep random TXTs. But anyway, should I? What's the etiquette for that? Do you just pretend you didn't see it, or should you tell someone? So I imagine they go on fixing this stuff every once in a while. Like you see updates occasionally, very occasionally. Like, should I see if there's any visual novels they've had that got updated recently? Oh yeah, Little Buster's got a patch in March, fixing over 2,000 spell slash translation misses. And that was in March, but it came out in like November or before November maybe. So, I mean, they do update it. Well, most people update their games. Just it depends on who makes it. Manga gamers, I like to respect Manga Gamer. They're like my favorite translation company, probably. So I think they probably would, but still. I'm not going to because, hey, I found one typo in Fata Morgana. That'd be kind of weird. Anyway. One day your valiant efforts will pay off. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Because that's all fairy tale nonsense. You're right. The real world doesn't work out like that. We just tell ourselves it does because it makes it easier to get through the day. But the fact of it is, life's a big old swamp and no one's got a map. One wrong step and it swallows you whole. Like a game designed by a goddamn 5-year-old. The odds are stacked against you. Like heck, I'm gonna go down without a fight. Got nothing to show for it. Which is exactly why I'm not ready to kick the bucket. You never will have anything to show for it either. Your desire to make something of your life will only serve to drag you deeper into the depths. The more you tell yourself you can, the greater your pain when you realize you can't. Sounds like a heck of a lot like you're speaking from experience, buddy. As I said, the witch will not be seeing you. You'll do best to look elsewhere to fulfill your dying wishes. You never know, bud. Tomorrow's another day. Maybe she'll be in a more accommodating mood then. I'm sure not gonna let one measly no get the better of me. The Witch Morgana is a sadistic woman. If she reveals herself to you, only be to torture and kill you. Can't say death much scares me these days. Stalking on my door regardless. You can never say for sure. Every woman's got at least 2 masks she switches between. Maybe she'll pick a friendlier one for me than she does for you. You're a dang fool if you believe that. She's a witch. Even if she would hear you out, she doesn't have the power to heal you. Ruin and destruction is her singular desire. But I guess that's not a. It's so weird though. Like, it's 2 things. I mean, they're the same. They're describing the same thing, but still, like, your own destruction are her singular desire. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would have translated that as your own destruction are her only desires. I think that sounds a lot better. I have to ask, all you want from me is to watch me die, right? So what do you have to gain from warning me about the witch? Isn't worrying about me running counter to your own wishes? I'm hardly worried about you. Could have fooled me. Simply making a statement of fact. You would only be wasting your time trying to see the witch. I haven't seen the proof, so I'm not convinced this is as much of a fact as you claim, which means this conversation is going exactly nowhere. Do as you please. I won't try to trace you out anymore, but don't come crying to me when my words prove true. Much obliged, buddy. That's one less hurdle to trip over on my way to making a huge idiot of myself? Yeah, that works. I'd like you to promise me one thing, though. Sure thing. I'll leave the boy off the front door, so when the time comes, make sure you save enough energy to get yourself outside before you die. I don't want to have to clean up the mess. Yo, you'll treat, buddy. That's the line on the Steam store page. I think. After our little chat, Michelle gave me permission to make use of anything inside the mansion. It still came with a condition that I stayed away from his room and didn't pry into his personal life. That seemed fair enough, considering I didn't want him digging into mine either. In fact, I couldn't have asked for a better arrangement. After so long wandering, with food a constant uncertainty, having a roof over my head and meals at my convenience was heaven on earth. He had dried foods and smoked meats in the cellar, as well as bread, which last I checked, didn't store for very long. Hey, can you eat this parsnips? We have a lot of parsnips, go ahead and eat them all. But I never seemed to leave the house, so I did recall hearing some rumors on my way here. Whispers of a shadowy carriage occasionally seen heading towards the cursed mansion. No one knew for sure what it carried, but there was a general consensus. Offerings to the witch. Fresh sacrifices to keep her appeased. Which was obvious nonsense. No one was sending shipments of virgins to offer to the witch. A basket of bread and other supplies now, maybe. Rumors have a way of taking on a life of their own. That was so patently absurd I couldn't believe anyone bought it. That still left me with scores of questions, though. Who was bringing Michelle the supplies, and for what purpose? Why did he never leave? Was he imprisoning her for some iniquity? What's he say? But obviously, I had no intention of seeking out the answers. We spent long enough together. I'll probably find out eventually. but I knew dang well I didn't have that kind of time left. My point was they were lifting the curtains in someone else's life, and chances were I was going to croak not long after. I had no intention of repeating Pandora's mistake. Oh? So Pandora's, that's a girl name. This could be that noble girl from the painting. And Imion is someone else. Or maybe it's trying to make me think that. It could be that this is just going by what Requiem for Innocence did. Pandora and Imion are the same person. Like, Pandora is Jacopo, and Imion is Lord Barnier. Like, they transitioned. They left that old life behind. That's a possibility. They could do that again. Well, probably not. But I still think Imion is the noble girl. Like, I'm not going to stand down on that one. If I was going to spend my last days here, living with him, I wasn't going to get anywhere near that jar and risk making waves. I couldn't say whether or not that was the best strategy. But regardless, I made it through our first 2 weeks together well enough. And in those first 2 weeks, it seemed like the two of us were talking more and more. I was standing before the stained glass window. It became a routine for me to spend a few hours of each far too long day in the mansion's chapel. I wasn't so naive as to think the angel would grant me relief, but I did sort of enjoy being in the presence of something so magnificent and undeniably beyond my reach. It was impressive in the same way as any other massively expensive piece of art. Now that I think about it, I never really appreciated art when I was younger. Couldn't even tell the difference between what was good and bad. Maybe because I was a kid? Maybe because there's nothing there to appreciate. Imion. Imion? Oh, hey. Sorry. Lost in my thoughts. What's the occasion? I almost never initiate. Need your help with something. Dang, is the sky gonna fall today? So what can I do for you? Why don't you cover up the stained glass window? Okay. They're gonna... What? Seemed unsurprisingly that was the last thing he had expected to come out of my mouth. The incredulity... Just let me die. It was obviously enough in this raspy old man's voice. You could easily imagine the expression he might be making beneath the mask. He now had a face left to make it with. But asking for a reason, Countess prying? No particular reason. Simply disliked the sight of it. That's a dang shame. Rather enjoyed my time with it. Seem to recall you saying it was nothing more than colored glass. It's spiritual sense, sure. But do I look like I'm praying to it? No, I'm admiring the craftsmanship. It's one heck of a piece. I see. No, I've pretty much got the thing memorized by now, so sure. Let me give you a hand. Thank you. Follow me. Giving me on a quick glance, and started off down the hall. I walked at a relaxed pace. Because as much as he tried to hide it, he was visibly more sluggish than 2 weeks prior. Even breathing seemed to be an endeavor for him. As I walked, I made sure he was keeping up by the sound of his footsteps, but never once did I turn back to look. Facing away, I said, "You didn't have to come along." Excuse me? You're the one who asked me to. Don't you think it's a bit inconsiderate to ask someone in your condition to do hard physical labor? No one with any common decency would do that. I guess that puts you in the clear. I'm just joking. Don't let my head off. I didn't say anything. I wouldn't say I think it's inconsiderate, personally. In fact, I really appreciate you not giving me special treatment of any kind. You don't go easy on me because I'm sick. You don't put me through the ringer for it either. I prefer it that way. Us both on level ground. Was the... I'm thinking back to the, when Giselle met Michelle for the first time. Wasn't the sheet off? Or did she take a sheet off of it? I forget. Anyway, if you say so. The fact that I said a sheet on it and not just like something on it means that there probably was something over and she like took it off. I don't know. I know I just said I appreciate you not going easy on me. This is a bit much, don't you think? Holy heck, this room's 10 times mustier than the rest of the joint. I've got it. This is a really freaking roundabout way of murder, isn't it? I told you that you didn't have to help. The two of us were looking down at an old, weathered bundle of cloth that had been in the mansion longer than even I had. It was a single piece, large enough to cover the entire stained glass window, and thick enough to block out its light. The fabric was far heavier than most people realized. Something this thick and tightly woven is going to weigh a ton. I knew I wouldn't be able to carry it to the chapel by myself. You're free to head back to your room. I'll do it. Not backing out now. Besides, there's not a chance in heck you're getting this up there alone. It's not that long of a walk from here to the chapel, I think. Alright, let's do this. Hold up. I need a breather. Hey, don't drop it without warning me, idiot. Quit trying to act like you're hot stuff. See, you're just as winded as me. What do you know? I'm perfectly fine. Someone is out of shape. You're the last person I want to hear that from. Hey now, at least I have an excuse. You're in perfect freaking health. Look at me, I'm half dead here. Before I got sick, I could run for 24 hours straight, no problem. Alright, let's get going. Are you deaf? Finally, we made it. I seriously thought I would die before we got here. That's one for the gravestone. Died carrying a bundle of fabric. Not true. Not trying to hide it anymore. Oh yeah. Not a word. I'm kind of laughing and coughing. Where is this coming from? Please don't cough and laugh at the same time. It's disturbing. I don't know. It's freaking hilarious. What is? You don't think this is the funniest dang thing in the world? Two grown men. Oh. Do you still believe? Carrying a giant sheet through the dark, grinding themselves to the bone so they don't look like they don't have to look at a pretty stained glass window? Like, for real, are you hearing that? It's the stupidest thing. Can I say I find it amusing myself? Well, you're lost, buddy. Let's finish this up then, shall we? I assume the pulpit isn't nailed down, so we can use that to get some height. He seems to be enjoying himself. I can't imagine enjoying much of anything in that kind of condition. I'm not sure if I'll ever understand him. The way he's being so upbeat, it's kind of bringing me down. Why should him acting cheerfully have any effect on me? I buried that emotion long ago. What are you doing here exactly? Huh? Haven't we been over this? Want to ask the witch? You're no fool. I don't need to tell you that the witch isn't real. For the past 2 weeks, I didn't mean to explore the house as he pleased. He liked losing everything but my chambers by now. Should have been obvious there's no third person living here. I was the only one who could hear the witch's voice. I was the only one who could feel her presence. All the servants my family had sent over the years were proof of that. She may have existed for me, but from his perspective, there's no meaningful difference between that and her not existing at all. Remember what you said in the storeroom? There's not a chance in heck you're getting this up there alone. If you still believe the witch is real, you still believe there's a third person living in this mansion, you wouldn't have said that. What do you want from this place? Somewhere to die? You want to make this your final resting place? Someone's feeling talkative today. This isn't funny. It's comfortable here. There's a warmth to the darkness. It doesn't reject me for being impure. Impure? That's what everyone says about me. I have no say in the matter. I have an impure disease, so that makes me impure. I think it's story time. What do you say? No! Flashback! This time we'll go into a little more detail. My life was set, and dozens of friends and a wonderful, loving family. I didn't bother with the family business, instead spending my days wandering. But on one of my trips, I got sick. And I got scared. So I rushed back home, wanting nothing more than to see my family and friends again. Well, when I got there, no one recognized me as me. They called me a demon impersonating their Imion. A demon. He's saying the Bollinger family has no need for a demon child. They're the mark of shame on our family. So he's going to have you executed. Came to the consensus that the real Imion was still off traveling. They wouldn't accept me for who I was just because I didn't look like what they thought I should. What does that have to do with my question? Basically, what I'm saying is, it's not many people who are willing to see the truth. The truth? That I am who I say I am. That I'm Imion, not some evil doppelganger. The only person who sees me as an ordinary fellow is you, Michelle. I do not agree with Father's decision. I do not want to lose you. I don't think you're a demon child. Don't misconstrue apathy for it. I don't care why. All that matters is that you do. You see me for who I am, and that's the most amazing feeling. I haven't done anything to warrant that reaction. If there's one thing I can tell you, it's that it's foolish to rely on anyone for emotional support. Don't blindly put your trust in me. Don't expect anything out of me. Please. Like I said, I don't care why. So I stood there in silence. Damien's laugh echoed off the chapel's walls. He then climbed onto the pulpit. He was probably brutal on his joints, though he didn't show it. Crossed his legs, looked up at the glass angel. His arms were thin like twigs, his voice raspy as an old man's, his hair devoid of all sheen, his entire body deteriorating. Even the most callous of men would cringe at that piteous sight. Yet he sat there with his head held high, a smug smirk on his face. For a split second, the thought crossed my mind that if the name Michelle didn't belong to me, to him instead, he would have been able to just laugh off that painting. As soon as I caught myself, I froze. Back to your question. What do you think? Why do I want to stay here even though the witch doesn't exist? I knew what he wanted me to say, and I knew that I couldn't. I hadn't done a single thing to deserve that from him. What he felt was disproportionate to reality. Silent treatment again? Figured it out though. I know you have. Here's your answer. If you're even half of what I used to be, I'd love to drag you out of this house, kicking and screaming. Travel far and wide together, rent the place you feel more at home than anywhere else in the world. Be nice, wouldn't it? Leave me out of your fantasies. You could only think that way because he had led such a cushy life. That may have come crashing down when he got sick, but only someone who had been well off would ever think there was hope to be found outside. On the top of that, he was simple and honest enough to admit it. I'm just jealous of him. That's all this is. Take a seat up here in the pulpit with me. Feels like you're shoving your butt right in God's face. I wish I tried this sooner. It's freaking incredible. It really is. Joy, how long is this? I don't know. I think I'm going to call it there. I think there's going to be one more episode of this. I don't think it's going to be that long. So I'll see you guys next time with some more essentially, the House of Fata Morgana or Requiem for Innocence. I don't know which one I should say. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.